position that we all like to stack up all the time is wide receiver, and this so happens to be the most expensive position in Madden 24, and I don't want anybody overspending on the wrong card, so I love doing these top 10s, and I think this video is definitely needed with how this wide receiver market looks like right now. But before we get into the top 10, I just wanted to mention a couple cards that won't be in the list, like George Pickens, because he is not available yet. The comp pass comes out obviously tomorrow, but we're going to be looking at a couple weeks with how they describe this comp pass before you can even get this card. Obviously, he'd be number 1 if we had him right now. Another guy you can't get yet, we are level 10 right now in the field pass. I think that's like the max you can get. And when we look at DeAndre Hopkins, you don't get him till 34. And I'm going to be honest, by the time we get to 34, unless we can get it right when the game comes out, we get a lot of challenges or something, I don't know if this card's going to really stack up well. He's only 84 speed, and we won't be getting it. By the looks of it, we won't be getting this card for a couple weeks at least, or at least a week or two. I don't know. But DeAndre Hopkins looks good. We also know the legend wide receiver coming out this weekend. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but that card, I know if you're watching this video by then, he's obviously the best wide receiver in the game. Not going to include him in this list, but you know, just had to throw that out there. So to start off the list, we're going to be looking at Davante Adams right here. He is actually the only 83 speed player on this list. He beat out a couple guys with 84 speed. I think the most noticeable ones are like Jalen Waddle and also Terry McLaurin. But when we look at a card, I truly think the stats actually matter this year compared to 23 where it didn't matter. If you were above a certain threshold, who cared? You wanted the fastest card, the tallest card out there. Davante Adams, I think he is one of the best statistic wide receivers on this list. But the one thing is with him, he is lacking that speed, so I kind of have to put him towards the end of this list. But he is still a good bodied wide receiver, 6'1". I personally like the 6 foot to 6'2" guys the most. They're not too tall where they're a little clunky. They're not too short where you can't get bailed out at certain situations, but they have that perfect build. They run routes really good as well, just like the short guys. And Davante Adams fits right into there. Just obviously 83 speed, not the best for our guy Tay here. Number 9, we're actually moving to a smaller wide receiver, but we are getting a +1 in speed. I actually looked at him and compared him to guys like Jalen Waddle and Terry McLaurin, who are taller than him. But the one thing with him is he actually got amazing stats across the board. He has 84+ in all of his catching stats, which is insane. And he also is 81+ in all of his route running. And 84 deep is amazing. The 83 short is really good as well for early game. The one negative about him, though, is that he is 5'9", 160 pounds. But I will say he probably fits the mold as the best returner in the game, or one of the best returners in the game. Obviously, looking at like guys like TYREEK and stuff. But if you can't afford him, TUTU ATWELL fits in perfectly. And you guys know kick returns are broken right now. But looking at wide receiver, he's still going to be very good. The route running stats definitely matter this year. He fits that perfectly. A good card. I don't know if it's worth investing in him right now because we're going to start getting good wide receivers here soon. But definitely a good card for right now. Moving over to our number 8 spot, we have DK Metcalf, and this is one that you are seeing so much out there. We all know with the pre-order, you got the free 4,600 Madden points, and there was a starter bundle that included DK and Aaron Rodgers, and DK is on almost every team. I even have him on my team currently, and if you watched our last 2 quarterback videos, he scored on a post route and also on a deep route, and I think that has to do with the good deep route running right there. It's actually his only route running above 80. That's why you're finding DK a little bit lower on this list. I feel like he's kind of just an outside guy. I wouldn't throw him in the slot or anything like that because the 79 short, 77 medium. But looking at a 6'3", 235-pound wide receiver that sits at 84 speed, he definitely has the physical traits, just lacklusting a little bit in that, you know, those little route running stats definitely doesn't help a lot in this game. But he's been great for me. I moved him to the slot, definitely struggled, had to put him back on the outside, but he definitely dominates in that one role. Number 7, we have Garrett Wilson's core elite, and I did not expect them to give this high of a card. I love Garrett Wilson. I'm an Ohio State guy. You guys know this. The one thing with this, though, is like he's the second highest core elite in the game when it comes to wide receiver. I love it. I love it. Some people think it's crazy, but I'll take it, man. He's actually a pure actual real good card. So when I look at him, I kind of look at it like a Davante Adams, but a little bit more polished because you are getting a little bit more speed. The stats are very similar. You're getting 85 catching, really good stats, all above 83 in the short route running. Actually an 82D, but still, you know, all really good route running right there. You are losing an inch, but you are gaining a height. So when you compare him to Davante, that's kind of the biggest guy I can look at to compare him to. I think I would take that +1 speed every single day. Garrett Wilson's another guy that I feel like I have not really seen out there. He is kind of sitting, I think, around 200K. Don't know if it's worth spending 200K on him when we have a lot of other 84 speed wide receivers in the game that are kind of cheaper. But he is still a good option, man. Definitely a good option. I know that Jets team's pretty tough early on, too. At number 6, we have another core elite in JAMARR Chase. This is another guy that I honestly expected him to be a little bit better. I thought he was going to be an elite wide receiver. He is sitting at 6 foot as well. And honestly, when you look at him, I feel like him and Garrett Wilson are very interchangeable on this list. They are both 6 foot wide receivers. They're both 84 speed, and they both kind of do different things. I think Garrett's a little bit better in the catching department. You can see they gave Ja'Marr Chase a 78 catch in traffic. But when you look at the deep route running, he might be one of the best in the game when it comes to outside catching, anything post routes, anything like that. I think Ja'Marr Chase will be a beast for you. Another guy that I swear I don't really see a lot of these core elites out there. I don't know if it's because these cards are just so expensive in the wide receiver market. It's ridiculous right now, but Ja'Marr Chase is definitely a beast statistically and definitely in game. Number 5, we have KADARIUS Toney, and I feel like I had to have him up here because of the success not only I have had with this card, but I have seen everybody rave about this card. He is not only the fastest card we've seen yet on this list, the first 85 speed guy we have shown yet, but he also has good stats for a free card. You get this card for free, and if you don't want it for free, he has 35k with a snipe as well, which is absolutely insane. You get 83 catching. He has a couple of those stats that are below 80. The medium route running is there, but you could throw him on the outside. He also is one of the best kick returners in the game because of his built-in ability. I don't know, man. KADARIUS Toney has been amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if he already has like 2,000 to 3,000 yards for me online head-to-head because this guy gets throwing the ball so much. He's always open. Great after the catch, too. He feels amazing after the catch. I don't know, man. I feel like I had to have this card here. KADARIUS has been absolutely different for my squad. At number 4, we are jumping back down to 84 speed here. Josh Reynolds sits at 6'3", though. The one thing I like with Josh Reynolds, though, is he has a very skinny build, so he kind of feels like a smaller guy. When we look at another 6'3" receiver on this list, DK Metcalf, he has plus 40 pounds on Josh Reynolds. I think Josh Reynolds definitely moves like a smaller guy out there when you just look at body build alone, but he also is a more polished version. You're getting 83 short, 83 medium, and compared to DK, who had 70s in both those stats, that's obviously an upgrade. You get good stats across the board and the catching stats too. Obviously, none of these guys gets ability, so there's not really much to talk about besides stats and also speed and height. But Josh Reynolds fits perfectly in the game right now. He's another one of those guys, when I've watched the comp tourneys, I actually watched the first tournament last night on Twitch, and it seemed like Josh Reynolds was on a good chunk of those teams, man. He's definitely a top 5 receiver in this game. But at number 3, we have John Mechie. So technically a rookie, I guess you would say, because he never played his rookie season, so I guess he's a rookie, kind of a sophomore, whatever you want to call him. But John Mechie was, when I was watching that tournament, it felt like he was on literally every football field, almost every single football field. When you get him, he has 85 speed. He's close to that 6 foot, but the route running, that short route running, I think he's just probably the best slot in the game. You're getting 86 short, so that is going to be amazing for any motion slants, zigs, anything like that. He also has 82 medium. And also, I don't know why I said motion slants. They killed motion slants this year. Anything short range, he's going to be absolutely amazing for you, basically. I wouldn't throw him on the outside because obviously his one weakness is that deep route running. But when you look at the catching too, all 82 pluses. But getting an 85 speed guy with the best short route running in the game, he's obviously the best slot right now. You could probably throw in there besides the guy at number 1 we're obviously going to be mentioning. But John Mechie getting this crazy card feels good, man. Love to see him getting a good card. I still got to get my hands on this one. So at number 2, I am in the item catalog right now, and the Jay Jettas card didn't show up, but they're the same card almost basically. So we're going to throw them both here at number 2. I didn't want to have 2 different Justin Jeffersons on this list. So include them both right here. And honestly, when you look back at it now, that might have been the right decision because how expensive this wide receiver market is. But this Justin Jefferson, man, 85 speed. You're getting a 6'1" guy, amazing in every stat, especially the catching. 83 plus in every single one, even getting an 86 spec catch, 83 plus in all of the route running as well. He's an amazing card, man. I hate playing the Jay Jettas card. He feels like he dominates every DB out there. Even I love Sauce on my team, but I really wish I would have went Jay Jettas because just like I said, the wide receiver market is ridiculous. I think Justin Jefferson, you can't see the price. I forgot to look at the prices on this. I'm still getting used to the catalog out here, but he's expensive, man. He is very expensive, and I wish I got this card for free. I should have chosen him. At number 1, the most obvious answer we can give you, TYREEK Hill, the only 86 speed wide receiver in the game. And I think there's only one other 86 speed player in the game total, and it's a rookie running back Chase Brown card. But when we look at TYREEK, 5'9", obviously it's not the best in the world, but early on, when you have a +1 on every single card in the game, there's no card that can tie you, you're going to be valuable. The only card that will be coming close to him, obviously, is the Legends of Saturday. Like I said, I don't want to leak them because I know some people don't want to get spoiled, don't want to root on this YouTube video. There are 2 87 players coming out speed-wise, but TYREEK Hill still going to dominate in the meta, man. He's still going to be a top 3 receiver for at least a minimum 2 weeks. Maybe a week and a half. But no matter what, TYREEK Hill is an insane animal in this game. You got 86 deep route running. You can play him literally anywhere, slot, anywhere, and he's going to dominate in his role, boys. This is definitely the wide receiver 1. All right, boys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment down below which trio of wide receivers are you using in the game, which guy is too high, which guy is too low, who got snubbed from this list. I also do stream on Twitch every single day, and obviously I want to do more gameplays, but the content isn't really out yet because the full game isn't out yet. So once those cards start coming out, we're going to get gameplays on all of them, man. But I hope you guys are enjoying these videos so far. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys.